we are gonna get onto the hype train of the tier list and everything else like that. You guys may notice on Reddit, there's so many tier lists. I know Coach Corey went over a few. I know Kairos does tier lists for like best brawlers and all this stuff, but I'm talking about the tier list that's like kind of like taking over YouTube in a way. Like a lot of like fast food tier lists are a huge thing. I know iDubbbz just did a presidential one. I like all those tier lists are so funny to me, and I really do enjoy them. So, and I know, like I said, it's taken over Reddit with all the different things. Like you can do how a brawler smells, the worst brawlers, the best brawlers. But today we're gonna be doing the most likely to run to the enemy with 10 gems. So S tier is going to be like, oh, you play with this brawler, it's pretty much guaranteed that that brawler, if they get a lot of gems, is going to go to the enemy. And the F tier is more of like the brawler that if you have them on your team, it's very, very like no chance almost that they'll ever run to the enemy team. Just from my experiences and everything, we're gonna have a little fun with this one, so definitely like if you guys are excited. Also, I will say I'm doing another giveaway on my Discord. If you want to join that server, just follow the link in the description. And then how you sign up here, because some people got confusion, but basically you just go to like the rules tab, check the box there, read the rules and everything, and then go down to the announcements tabs, and I'll be a giveaway tab there, and all you have to do is react with that surprise thing, and you'll be entered for the giveaway. So I'll be doing a lot more stuff on Discord here soon, and I'm going to open up a little tab in there so you guys can give me some ideas for some tier lists that you would like to see maybe in the future, because it's hard to like find good ideas for tier lists and everything. I have a few, but maybe I'll get your perspectives and then check out Reddit. I don't know, but without further ado, let's get into this. So for me, F tier is quite limited in this list because so many times playing gem grab, or you even could say like bounty with a high bounty, like going towards the enemy team. It's quite small because I have really never seen Piper. She's one of them that I really haven't seen too much go like just all the way to the enemy team. And if they do, she usually has her jump to get out of there. So I feel like Piper on my team, I'm usually comfortable with them not just handing the gems to the enemies. Now, I'm going to jump around in the tier list. I'm not always just going to be in the same, but another one that I would probably put close to the F tier, I'll put it in the F tier. The reason why we don't have D, you guys know how it's DEF? Well, did you ever get a E grade in school? No, we completely removed the E because I don't like that in the tier list. This goes D or F. Sounds good, okay, but yeah, for Jean is one of those brawlers. I need to put my glasses on because I can't tell if the lines, and I know some of you with OCD are gonna get really, really mad if I don't have them like lined up really, really well. So, like Jean is just one of the brawlers that's like higher skill cap, and I feel like I usually, if I see someone playing Jean, I'm comfortable with them. I mean, it's a very, very slim chance that I ever see a Jean just running into the enemies because he's not that great close up. Yes, he tries to drag the brawler, and that's kind of where how Jeans are played a lot of times, is like kind of staying back, try and chip away with his long range, and then I just never am too uncomfortable with him just jumping to the enemy side and losing all of our gems. Now, we might visit the F tier a little bit as I go through this, but I'm gonna go straight to A tier. I'm gonna put Shelly up here in the A tier. I feel like there is a 95% chance if you have a Shelly on her team and she happens to get all of the gems, she might be going to the other side there. Now, that's a hard consideration for S tier too, because Shelly is the first brawler you get, and it's very synonymous with the people playing Shelly kind of maybe be a little bit lower in skill. Can't we make that assumption? I think so, especially in a lot of the gem grab maps. So A tier I think is fair with that. And another one that gotta be A tier here is Bull. Bull is just like, I almost put him in S tier too. I just feel like so many times I've had it where get 10 gems, then Mr. Bull here, or Mr. Bull gets 10 gems here, not me, because I never ever run to the enemies with 10 gems. It's never happened. I'm just kidding. It's probably happened to everyone every once in a while, or maybe it just happened where it accidentally happened, or you maybe were just a little bit too overzealous and you thought you could take out some brawlers. But for Bull, I just feel like, I don't know if it's misclicks, auto aim, whatever it is, with his super dash or his super run, I've had it so many times where a bull picks up a hefty amount of gems. Could be 8, could be 10, whatever. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, he's charging to the enemies on their side of the map. It's like, no, bull, charge the other way. I'm C tier here. My average brawler, where I don't see it too much, but it still happens a little bit. I would say Pam. I'd also put Poco in here too, because I don't really see Poco going to that other side too many times. These two, I mean, are normal gem carriers, and I feel like at this moment in time, normal gem carriers kind of get the urge like they have to stay back and stay away. Another A tier, gotta be Mortis. It has to be. Like, I've had it so many times, even myself, like on accident with like the auto aim. So with that auto aim, you can accidentally dash the wrong way and dash to the other teams. But I feel it a lot where maybe like a Mortis just feels like with the dashes they can just outrun everyone, and then all of a sudden, you know, they're on the other side of the map trying to wait down that cooldown, but they end up dying, and guess who has 10 gems now? Not your team. Now D tier, very unlikely. I'd put Bo. I'm just gonna say, I don't feel like too many noobs are playing Bo right now. Maybe unless like they locked him right at 3,000, but I don't know. I feel comfortable if I have a Bo on my team because he's pretty strong right now, or at least from his buffs. And if you're going in with the Bo, I feel like you're pretty confident in your skill set. So he's on the D tier for me now. I've seen it before. We'll put a Dynamite at the B tier, especially if they have the star power, because sometimes you may misthrow one of your supers, you may misthrow one of your regular dynamites and just fly to the middle or fly to the enemy side. And I've seen it a little bit. I'm not with the dynamite hitting the gems. I never feel fully confident that they're just gonna stay back, because a lot of times you don't want to. And the same thing with Nita. Nita gets a lot of gems. You guys know how the Nita play style is. It's being that aggressor brawler, getting in their face, throwing down your bears. So it always sucks when Nita has the gems, because you know that's the play style. It's a shorter range brawler that wants to be right next to brawlers, and more often than not, Nita is going to stay like playing like that and just run to that other side. Should I give the first S tier? Should I get this one out of the way? I'm pretty sure most people could guess already. S tier, almost every time without fail. Unless you're playing with people you trust, people you know, gotta be Primo. Mr. Primo. I can't even begin to explain the amount of times that Primo grabs 10 gems. Doesn't matter, he's that close range brawler, he's already hopping. He's hopping into that spawn. He just wants you to lose, it seems like. Gosh, man, it's like the biggest meme too, where if it's a brawler that anyone that usually brings up with running to the enemy side, it's gotta be Primo. And I really, really agree with that. It's been so many times. Like where Primo just jumps to the other side. And it's like, what are you doing, man? Yes, you're a close range brawler, but when you get 10 gems, you don't want to kill. You want to go and win the match. Maybe they think KD is a thing in this, like kill death ratio is in this, and they're trying to get as many kills as they want. I don't know, but to all the new Primos out there, do not jump to the other side if you have gems, or just basically avoid gems like it's the plague, man. Another C tier I'd put here, it's got to be Jessie. I'd probably put Penny in here too, because I feel like brawlers like this, they're the normal gem carriers, and I feel like, I don't know, I guess it's the same feeling as like, with Penny, that longer range, typically they know to keep their mortars in the back, and it still happens sometimes, where you get a bad Penny or a Jessie or someone that is just, I don't know, not paying attention, and they run to the spawn or stay in the middle or whatever. Newest brawler. This one I almost put into S tier, because everyone just tries to go ham with Rosa. Because she is tanky, she has her super where they do not die. But man, oh man. You get that super, doesn't matter if you have 10 gems, if you have 0 gems. More often than not, people are going to be running to that other side to try and get some kills or whatever. It's frustrating. I feel like it's very, very likely, especially with Rosa being a new brawler, maybe they're a little bit lower in the trophies, they might be pushing her, and they don't maybe fully understand the concept of staying in your spawn with 10 gems. Another one that I put in the B tier is Crow. I feel like this is a good one for Crow, because Crow tends to, with his jump, he tends to sometimes get a little mad at them, where they feel like they'll be that nice assassin, take him out, jump to the side, the enemy side, and then they'll just die. So Crow, I feel like it happens sometimes. I don't know what it is. Another D tier, I feel like it's Colt. I mean, I'm never too usually worried if I get a Colt, because I know Colt is like he's a pretty high skill cap brawler. You don't see him too much in Gem Grand, but if you do, more often than not, at least with me, I can trust, like, obviously sometimes, that's why he's in like the D tier, not the F. Sometimes I feel like he might slip away, go over there, and be a little rowdy, but he's generally pretty good. Same with Rico. And generally with Rico too, he's got that long range, he's got that low HP in general, and it doesn't happen very often that Rico is gonna get enough gems for you to be like, just associate him with always running to the other side. And you don't really, I don't know, he's hard to play, so I don't see it too much. So I feel like he's a solid D tier. We'll put, where do I put Barley here? Barley, generally, I'm not too worried. A lot of times, the Barleys that I've been playing with. Now, obviously, this tier list might be totally different for you guys from what you kind of experience and everything. So let me know how you think this is just meant to be fun. But I'm generally, the Barleys that I play with tend to like do a good job of evading attacks. With Barley, you just kind of want to stay behind the walls, zone, and be okay there. So I'm okay with. Now another B tier is Mr. Daryl here. It seems as though the brawlers that have ranged supers, the ones that can jump, roll, basically like Mr. Bull here, run, they seem to always somehow find a way. I don't know if it's auto aim or what, tend to always end up using it at the bad time and rolling to them, or just doing too much on that side. So I feel like that's a good one for Mr. Daryl here. I don't really have many S tiers. Carl, though, he's another one. Even though Carl is very strong, I think sometimes people are overestimating his strength or his super, and they'll go zipping around with his super while they have a ton of gems, and then get caught off guard and destroyed. I gotta put Leon in the A tier here. The reason for this, that super, people feel like it's never gonna end. So if they get a lot of gems, say it's counting down, a lot of times they'll maybe try and juke the enemies out. A lot of times it works, a lot of times it doesn't, where his invis will run out, and guess what? They get snuffed out by the enemy team, and guess where a lot of times he's at? In the enemy side of the spawn. Another C tier. I guess I'll put Tara here, or Tara. I'm not too worried about her. And I'm gonna put Brock in the F tier too. Typically, Brock never really, a lot of times Brock doesn't get that many gems, and usually you kind of keep your distance with Brock. With Frank, I don't know. With Frank, I'm gonna make some room. We're gonna make some room up in here. So there we go. We made some room for Mr. Frank. I don't know. I just feel like this A tier is like, it's a good chance if they end up getting gems, you know that they're gonna go up there. And then I feel like the reason why Primo's the only S tier is like, you know for sure he's gonna be, if there was one brawler out of these in the A tier that I would maybe slide up there, it would be Brawl. But I just feel like Primo is like, he's solidified in the meme. Majority of the time it actually ends up being him, which is even funny. But I put for Spike here, the last legendary, this one's kind of tough. So yeah, we ended up putting Spike over here in the C tier. It happens enough where sometimes you don't know, and I feel like that's a good reason for the C tiers, because like with the gem carriers that we normally see, the 4 that I highlighted here, is like, they carry the gems enough and are the designated gem carriers that it's bound to happen. You're bound to like see it more than the other brawlers, so there's a good chance, I guess, with the C tier there. But let me know what you guys think about the ranking. Do you agree with it? I feel like Primo for sure has to be S tier, like 100%. Like it's the meme man. But the funny thing about that is that it actually happens. So yeah, just let me know your thoughts on this tier list, whether you agree with it, you don't, do you like it, do you not, and then give me some ideas too, like some of other tier lists that you'd like to see me do maybe in the future. Leave in the comments below. That could be serious, could be funny, doesn't really matter. And then check out the Discord too. I'll probably have a Discord section for tier lists in there too now. We had to be a part of the tier list type because I really do enjoy those videos and I think they're really, really fun. But thank